Ladies and gentlemen, look at this shit. The nicest nature corn a man could dream of, all in Lachine. I found a place where I can get both the sunset and the water. Getting both. You're getting more than both. Perfection. I wish there was a way to make some pictures. Look at this. The duck bird paradise. This is 60 minutes from my house walking. Gonna have to go home because I'm not gonna get lights to film. And we're back. Suddenly we have to go back home because it's getting really dark. Wow, look at this shit. Look how beautiful it is. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so I have to go back home because You're not gonna have the light. I'm gonna have the battery, and this camera does not have the light for. Does not have the lights. We're kind of fucked. That being said, we did finish it. Besides, we wanted to keep the battery because I can finish my story. So I was talking about DSP and how his content was not there. So knowing such a long way of multiple minutes to just say this, I have to keep some space for the tower. I have to keep at least 230 every day. So I can't film too much because if I film, I have to put it on TikTok, on YouTube, but I want to put it on TikTok too. Right? Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. So we have to put it on both. Because we have to put it on both, then I don't know. I just don't. You're not gonna have the storage for that. And if there's a video that we really need to make, because, for example, right? I've watched this movie, and I watched this movie the day of, and I want to do a review the day of. I cannot really wait for it, you know. But that's like a shame. Not necessarily a shame, but still, people enjoying the sunset, which is really nice. See, the lights are out. So maybe a 10 minutes, a 50 minutes more. Could be home, but still, really beautiful. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look, are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at this. We filmed it for like 6 minutes already. So you're gonna have for that also, but fuck. Like, this is why I need to have like a camera, something like a camera. And yeah, I need to do that. So long story short, for the content, I'm not able to film a lot. So because of that, I'm obligated, sadly obligated to not film. So there's kind of like a peacefulness. It's kind of like a sanctity. I don't know if it's sanctity. There's like a piece of freedom, right? When you're not filming, because you guys know me. I put too much on my plate, literally and figuratively. When I create content, I create too much content, and I'm stuck. And taking like a imposed break is nice. And there's also peacefulness when it comes to that. But I'm afraid now, because that peacefulness is very, very dangerous. I did a video on loneliness yesterday. Video on loneliness, and it's the exact same thing. Loneliness is such a powerful thing. You'll get used to it, and then because you're not used to it, then you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of people around. So my skateboard's lacking a bit of batteries. Shit. And when there's a lot of people, you become like, not necessarily nervous per se, but somewhat nervous, right? And that's a double shame, you know. So that's with the sanctity. I'm afraid that, of course, I'm not ever gonna stop making content. It's funny because saying that, I'm wondering if it's true. It's easy to say I'll never stop doing something. I'll never stop doing this. I'll never stop doing that. I'll do this for my whole life. But then, how many times have you been doing your whole life? And your life is not over. There's, let's say, okay, you're an old person, and sadly, your time is almost up. You've got a month left to live, and you want to do something for your life, your whole life, and you become very sick in your bed dying, I guess. You're stuck to your bed. You're too sick to go outside and shit like that. Then you cannot do it for the rest of your life. But even if you did something for your whole life, were you supposed to do that same thing for the rest of your life? We all have a destiny, but the amount of people that do the exact thing that destiny says are very rare. Like, if we had the power, I know that's crazy, right? But if we had the power to to say, hey, this is my destiny, this is what I need to do, how many of us would do what needs to be done? For example, right? If we had our entire life, and if myself, that's, I know it's an exaggeration, but I don't care. If I was to find a perfect cure, but in a chemo for cancer, right? But then I don't know my whole life, and I know that I never had a girlfriend, I never went out, I never had any fun, never had kids. There's a lot of things that I never got to do, and I find every single living moment doing the same thing now. Of course, finding the cure for cancer is a godsend, but that's what you're supposed to do. Would you do it? And if you knew the sacrifice it took to do something, would you do it also? You know, it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. So thinking, am I gonna do content my whole life? I would love to do something that I like, but then, and that's the craziest thing. You see, I'm a quitter. I'm a quitter as a kid, as a baby. My father didn't know how to swim. So the first course that I took was to swim. That way, I knew something my father didn't, which admittedly is pretty cool of him. Know that you're putting your baby, making your baby better at something that you can't do as an adult, and he's gonna do it as a baby. And that is kind of cool. I have to admit that this is pretty cool, I have to say. So that being said, I gave that up as a kid, and it's gonna be it's gonna be very, I wouldn't say sorry, very, yeah, I think it's kind of borderline racist. But as a kid, I saw Jackie Chan doing karate, and this is a story I should never say. And oh my god, this story is actually a sad story, man. It's a very sad story. The teacher, his name was, we went to found this dojo, which was a city next to us, right? To do karate, because I saw Jackie Chan. I was like, oh papa, I want to do karate, please, 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 please. Like, okay son, no problem son. And then the first thing I saw, his name was Régent, and I said, Dad, he's not Chinese, which is bad. I'm a kid, fuck, I'm a kid. And that guy died about 3 years ago, right? And you look at the number of students that reached out for him. It was a really big part of society, of the community, you know, a really huge part of the community. He used to do a lot of not voluntary work, I guess you could call it like that. Yeah, he did a lot of things for people, less fortunate people. He did a lot of things for them, you know. And I have to be grateful for that guy. And he died. And it's funny because back then I didn't have any friends, and then I had a lot more friends. Well, not more. It's hard to beat zero, you know. And you saw those friends like, wait, was he a teacher too? Yeah, he was. You know? Then we did some checkers. Checker was the funniest story ever. I played some checkers. I had a group of people in my school that was doing checkers. One of my best friends was doing checkers. I started doing checkers. I was actually pretty good. I was the top 3 in a group of 4. So not bad, but not great. And then we went to the tournament. I had 4 matches, and I lost all of those matches. So I gave that up. I did a LMM, which is a multi-level marketing scheme. I gave that up. I went for cooking class. It was too hard. Switched to baking. I gave that up. I didn't give up baking, but I gave up cooking. So yeah. And when you think about it, out of work, out of school, content creation is the thing I did the most. But it's 3 years. Am I still going to be liking this in 20 years? I don't know. We'll have to see. Well, we're close to home. Very close to home. And I told you, dark as shit, dude. And I have to finish the video here. Thank you for watching, as always. And I love you, as always. Know that you're amazing sometimes. And I'll see you soon.